The 5 Alaska Baseball League teams fill out their rosters for each season as they see fit. There's no location requirements, very little roster continuity from year to year, and all the pieces for a title that's constantly passed around. And yet, the recent history of the ABL is pretty one-sided. The Glacier Pilots' reign of terror began in 2021 and has continued mostly unimpeded since. They got out of the gates a little bit slow in 2024, but entered the end of the regular season with a burning passion to continue. Wait, what? They lost their last 13 in a row to end the season and blew a 4-run, 8th-inning lead in their elimination game? Wow. Times change, I guess, but who are we supposed to give the title to now? Who are the runner-up teams during that title run? Miners and Bucs. I like it, but hey, they play in Anchorage too. What gives? A lot, it turns out. The Anchorage Bucs occupy a truly unenviable position in the ABL. Always at least decent, but never the best, even among teams in their own stadium. But this year, their roommates flunked out after midterms, and they've got the place to themselves. At long last, the ABL's perpetual second fiddle has an audition for principal chair. But don't let their little brother facade lull you too much. After all, second fiddle is still pretty darn good. The Bucs and Miners are a tantalizing matchup for many reasons, but my personal favorite is that it pits two age-old archetypes against each other. If the Miners are a roller coaster with soaring highs and feudal lows, then the Bucs are a freight train. Not as flashy or dazzling, but durable and consistent. Matsu has ripped off 11 straight wins during the season, while also enduring 2 4-game droughts. The Bucs' highest winning total is 6, bookended by a pair of losses to the Miners, but they haven't lost more than 2 games in a row all season. In fact, only 3 times have they even lost 2 out of 3 games, which, if the Miners have their way, will be 4 by the end of the week. But back to the original analogy. Roller coasters and freight trains are very different, but they do have one thing in common. When something gets in their way, they have little trouble annihilating it. Combined, these two teams are 33-18 against the rest of the ABL. Subtract a rough Kenai road trip from each total, and they're now 30-11. When a league has not one but 2 teams that are head and shoulders above everyone else, and those 2 teams meet in the championship, the fans are in for a treat. So, what happens when a roller coaster and a freight train crash into each other? Okay, so at first glance, this looks like a pretty even set. The Bucs have a slight edge, which makes sense because they have a slight edge in the final standings as well, but each team got their share of licks in. This also seems like the right number on paper. Statistically speaking, the Miners and the Bucs are pretty close. Anchorage has a slightly better offense and rotation, but both of these are 1-2 in the league. The Bucs have a better home record by a single game, and a road record that, let's just say, is inflated a bit by getting to play a quarter of their road games against the team they share a ballpark with. However, the Miners have 4 close wins. The Bucs have wins by 6, 7, and 9. So for Matsu, it will be critical to silence Anchorage's weapons as much as possible. Who are they on the lookout for? Well, we don't know the Bucs' Game 1 starter as of the making of this video, but Zan Rose is certainly a candidate. The Winthrop Eagle led all qualified starters with a 1.83 ERA in over 44 innings, including a pair of gems against Matsu. The Miners have managed just 2 earned runs in nearly 11 innings against him. However, the Bucs terrify opponents most with their bats, and no one is more responsible for that than Cole Carlone. The lefty out of Arizona State won the batting title with a .349 average and slugged 2 of his 3 home runs against the Miners. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, he's also one of the best pitchers in the ABL. A 3.08 ERA across 7 starts is nothing to scoff at, although walking in 3 runs and not making it out of the first inning against the Miners on July 28th might be, but his two-way prowess is a massive boon for the Bucs. Don't let all these fireworks distract you from Ryan Callahan, though. The pride of Overland Park, Kansas finished 4th in the batting race won by his teammate and was one of only 4 players to drive in 20 runs this season. A series like this is begging for further predictions and analysis, but tell you what, I'm gonna go do what I wager most people watching this would do if they saw a roller coaster and a freight train about to collide. Sit back, and watch the show. Charlie Fellows, broadcaster, Matsu Miners.